Hey there, Michael Andre Ford, your American Angel Intuitive, just chatting with you about angels, possibly smelling some sage through two screens, maybe seeing your light, seeing universal light, auras, chakras, Hindu chakras, whatever you want to call the energy that connects us all, that's in and around us, the force from Star Wars. I'll do Yoda's voice right off the bat just to, if I can entertain you, if I can tell you a dad joke, if you can laugh, you've gotten out of up here analyzing everything, trying, rejecting, worrying, reacting, analyzing, and you're here. You're just allowing. And that's all this is about, whether you're meeting angels, hearing angels, feeling angels, seeing angels. They're in and around you, complete unconditional love beings, not here to judge you, just here to help you with your growth, expansion in consciousness, your awareness, to walk a smoother path. You came in to do something. You have a unique life path. You have free will. That's the most important thing. You're making decisions all the time. You're spending your energy, how you're spending your energy. And that in and of itself is how life unfolds for you based on how you roll with your energy. You might not see a direct correlation, and it may be 2 lifetimes from now before you really appreciate this. So don't listen to me at all, except the easier you take things, the more you can breathe, smile, relax, drop into your natural big heart. I mean, everyone's doing the best they can. And that includes the biggest jerk out there that if 40 of us were assembled on a panel, we would all agree, person X is a complete jerk. They're still, according to their consciousness level or unconsciousness level, lack of awareness, lack of love, unlove, lots of thinking, lots of judging, mean person. They're doing the best they know how. That doesn't mean they're excused from how their energy rolls, how it goes out, how it ripples back to them. But what this is about is allowing more. Allowing with a capital A. You call that whatever you will, but it's showing, feeling more compassion, kindness, and gentleness. And knowing that by you paying attention more to the moment, you grow, you experience heart growth, consciousness expansion, awareness increasing. Your field of energy goes out and you impact others whether you know it or not. You could be actually in not such a hot mood, but you're such a high vibe person that people still across the street or on the sidewalk next to you say hi. They perk up out of their morning, whatever their thinking routine, and they actually go out of their way to say hi to you. And you're worried about your fantasy football league from the night before and how you got crushed. And yet you have a natural high vibe to you that people pick up on. It's why serendipity or synchronicity happens. That's all I'm talking about, is tapping more into the universal flows. Law of attraction, positivity, abundance itself is positivity. Yes, financial situation is very important in America and elsewhere, but what this is about is simply trusting the currents more, trusting your heart more, trusting that the universe is far bigger than we're currently grasping as a species, as a group, mankind, humanity. Humanity's got a lot of beautiful, fun expansion on the horizon, and just call it a spiritual awakening if you wish. I think it's already here in terms of just simply allowing others to get their own experiences directly. We'll leave it at that. I'm going to do something different today. I will light some sage. I will blow it your way. I've done that. I do that on all my shows on angels, positivity, and love. The guests, 99.9% of the time, I think at this point, one guest didn't, but the guest takes steps on the show. Before and after the show, usually the good stuff, the fun stuff happens, but it's better it remains private. The show's not about proving anything necessarily. Okay, let's do this. I'll blow sage first. This is just regular sage you can get at the Whole Foods supermarket by Juniper Ridge. It's on my website. I'll figure out how to do that Amazon affiliate stuff in a little while. I couldn't get the link to work. What will you allow for is the real rub. We all know what we think has happened to us in life, the bumps, the knocks, the pinches, the hard situations, death, illness, job layoff, loss, all sorts of stuff. But we don't see, and this is that big expression that I heard a lot last year, events don't happen to us, they happen for us. So here's a little bit of sage. Breathe a little extra. If you need to, this is thinking, this is what you know. What you know that precludes possibility, most knowing, most human knowing. All of us do this. And then this is just being in your heart, open, Take a breath, smile. Drop to your big heart. Everyone has one of those, even if you only dust it off once a week, once a day, once a year, once a decade, once a lifetime for Scrooge, before he had the midnight visitors. Scrooge from Christmas Carol. Okay, I'm lighting some sage. Catch a little bit of sage smoke in the air. You may smell it. You may end up catching pine, cedar, sweetgrass. Ask for flowers. What will you ask for? We're not used to having no limits and asking for the universe to help us out. We're usually complaining, doing pin the tail on the donkey with any given situation. And that's okay. That's what we do. The more you can wake up from that and the more you can just pay attention to how you're flowing. So here's a little bit of sage. Catch a little bit of sage wherever you're at. Some people, when they go to kind of listen or be in their heart, they close their eyes or they put their hand on their heart. Fine. I'd suggest putting your eyes on the sage smoke and letting the sage smoke and angels do their job. So ask to smell the smoke, but ask to smell the flowers too. Irish angel mystic Lorna Byrne in Ireland through 2 computer screens caught daisies and roses. Check out that show. Angels, Positivity, and Love here on this YouTube channel. Jennifer McLean, the 35-year healer, she caught 3 different types of flowers and sage. What are you catching? Just if you want, I never suggest this, put your hand out and just feel the energy. Feel the energy, smell it, and ask for flowers on top of that. And if you want to go for the trifecta, ask for your favorite ocean. Close your eyes now, hear the waves, hear the palm fronds, even get an angel to squeeze your shoulder. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. After 12 years of this, thousands of folks, it's like anything else. Riding a bike, driving a car, you're a plumber. First, you're an apprentice for a couple of years. And then, 5 years later, you look at a certain situation and you're like, I got this. I already know what I need to do to fix it. It's like anything. Sure, mowing the lawn can be a pain, but if you put in music and you really take your time and enjoy mowing the lawn, it's an act of just being in the moment, being in your ball of light. Its peace is every step. Thich Nhat Hanh, you can meet him. It's the intersection of all in the present moment where you're connected to the universe, you're connected to the grass. If you're mowing the lawn, your mower. It's so much simpler than people make it out to be. So let's get to the practical and tactical. You can have any answers to any questions, all languages spoken, all dialects. Plus, you get to hear it just the way you need to hear it. But I'm going to do something new. I don't think I've done this before. I'm going to just show you your energy in Celestine Prophecy. They do it one way. In India, they do it this way. But you could just put your hand up. You could put a finger up. I'll do it a bunch of different ways. Here's my energy. And I'm just going to go apart and then kind of move my fingers back and forth. I'm going to tell you one dad joke so you can just practice letting go. You don't have to do anything. You're going to be in your heart, singing from your heart. Your heart already sees all this. You're fully connected to this light. It's the Force from Star Wars. Do not. There is no try. It's Yoda. It's all the Star Wars moments where they're talking about how we're all, the interconnectedness of all. All right, here's the big thing I've learned. Where you put your focus is where you put your focus. In 12 years, that's what I've learned. Plus, love is the fabric of the universe. Angels, I tried to figure them out for 2 years. I got this far. They exist. Trust that it's so. Let them do their jobs. You can get any answers to any questions. You can get hugs. The hugs can become healing. Colorblind people have seen color. It's between you and angels. Some stuff's written. Most stuff is not, meaning get any help for any direction. We're not used to being able to ask any question on any topic and get any answers. How fast can you write? You should really write the answers down. How fast can you write? The record's like 48, 49 pages of answers in 9 hours in Australian. New Zealanders, Kiwis, Australian people, Canadians, people from India are really fast and good at this. Americans, not so bad. What else? You can see angels full on. First is a little bit of light. I think that's just easier. There's a shock, ontological shock, epidemiological shock as well. It scrambles kind of your version of reality. There's people who are taking themselves and their situation in life and their roles and their careers so seriously. There's no room for maneuver for a broader, happier them, a shinier, happier relative who does this. You can do this as a group. So if you own it individually and you have 2 twin brothers, you're triplets, I guess, and you're all getting along, you can do joint seeing. No big deal. I know, again, that sounds like a lot, but group hearing, group seeing, group feeling, angels, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Sai Baba, the one from 100 plus years ago for that one person who's a show host out there that's worried about which Sai Baba it is. Figures from India: Vishnu, Krishna, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Rama, Meher Baba, Divine Mother, the tiger, the deity, Shakti or Durga. I like Shakti, cooler name. The tiger is super cool. People feel the fur. So this is sensation, it smells. You can catch temple incense from a temple in India that you could never buy anywhere. Pretend that one summer you spent in California, Peru, India, Seychelles, you can get that feeling back. You never lost the highest moments of your life. It's because it's a vibration, and the vibrations don't go away. We just ignore them because we're up here. So when you're up here all the time and to such extremes, that's when the illness comes in, or you're just a really mean, narrow, shut tight like an oyster person like Scrooge. Now, the thing about the Christmas Carol Scrooge story is that we're all Scrooge. And we're all Scrooge in tons of little moments during every day. We're shut tight like an oyster. And we're also the equivalent of like Jesus, Buddha, name somebody who's super happy and open, wide open and in the heart. We're that person too, all different times of the day. The problem or the opportunity for growth lies in up here. There's a clipboard, an ego, a psyche that does fear. It does poker chips. It does resistance, worry, stress, doubt, grief, rejection, analysis, knowing to the preclusion of possibility. It's got a clipboard that's big and a lot of boxes to check. So even if you met angels, got all your answers in a single day, got hugs and had tons of little mini miracles or miracles, cities, if we use the Indian term, it would still find a way to kind of hijack everything, and you'd be back to square one a few days later or a few weeks later. It's okay. Welcome to the last thing I've learned. Keep letting go. No matter what, just keep letting go. Let go of the details, keep letting go. It doesn't matter what you let go of. Get out of here, get to here. The heart's already fully connected. It does the seeing without seeing. It does the smelling without smelling. It does the hearing without hearing. It does the feeling without feeling. I'm talking the Zen stuff. The Zen student, I love this one. I mention it, I've mentioned it 5 times in the last 20 videos. The Zen student comes running up to the master and says, well, what about it when I try to be Buddha? And the teacher says, what a terrible waste of energy. And the student comes back with, well, what about it when I don't waste energy? And the teacher says to the student, well, then you are Buddha. And I think what I'd try to say is it's a tremendous waste of energy, and we're always going to waste energy. There's so much focus on climate change and all this and that I've got to mention. The real climate change is already happening. It's less wasting of energy, less spinning, less knowing to the preclusion of possibility, more getting with the universal program, more getting in to the heart, more tapping into the universal or interdimensional amount of love that's available. There's a tremendous focus nowadays with interdimensionality in more of a negative way, with beings that are mortal and less than unconditional love. Just trust that there's a gajillion unconditional love beings. They're in you and around you, here to help, not here to interfere. You have to set your intent. So when you set your intent, this works fantastic. Hey, angels, and angels come from all over, all shapes, sizes, from way out, and I mean way out, from different parts of the universe. Think of the Green Lantern movie where they're all different kind of makes and models, but all wearing the same Green Lantern outfit with the cool ring, here to help us. Set your intent. Just be like, hey, angels, get me out of my head, into my heart. Help me stay grounded, protect me, clear me out of thinking, support me, love me, surprise me with lots of humor or opportunities ahead. Amen, rock and roll, thank you. If you're from India, own it with Om Sai Ram. I think by now you've learned to set your intent. You may not do it through words. It may be your warm-up exercises if you're a football player, soccer player, you're getting onto the pitch, the soccer field. You've got your routines because you're an expert at something. And at the very least, you're an expert of the heart. You might not know it, and that's what I was trying to get to. All those micro moments during the day that you flipped a light switch right there. You got on the Peloton right there. You did a bunch of complex emails. You put on your jeans, buckled the belt. I'm sorry to break it to you, but if you would just pay attention to that, there's a miracle to it. The person in the wheelchair or the person who can't put on the jeans, doesn't have use of their legs, wishes they could do it. It's a function of just, there's trillions of layers of perspective, awareness, paying attention, being in your heart more, expansion, growth, more love, more shininess, more sparkliness. It never stops what you're capable of, what you're capable of flowing. Although you can, continuously slide the negative direction with lower and lower vibrations, a trillion ways. So let's say it a different way. There's 20 million ways to stay stuck up here spinning, and 20 million reasons, logos, humanity's reasons why this can't be. Talk to a consciousness institute. They're all about consciousness. Would they want to learn about more consciousness? If you offered them light beings and angels, they're going to be like every other organization. Go away. We're looking for more information on consciousness. They could talk to a light being. They could talk to Einstein, meet Einstein. They could talk to Sai Baba. They could talk to Buddha. If it's a Buddhist community, you can't blame anybody for being shut tight like an oyster, closed. But you'd be awfully surprised. It might be a week later, a year later, 10 years later. They're like, yeah, we'd love to. It just depends when you catch a person. That's all of us. We're all Scrooge. At the beginning of the story, we think he's the biggest jerk. He is. He's really mean. He's only about money. He doesn't get anything in terms of human-to-human interaction or soul-to-soul interaction, and how important it is to just be aware of where you are, how you're spending your energy, how you can love and support others. By the end of the story, which is 79 pages long as a book, at least the book that I have, and the movie is pretty quick too. That was a 2-minute dream sequence that we go into, and it takes forever. It's a lot longer. He gets opened up. He sees how to be a kinder, gentler person, and he starts living it and breathing it. Talk about a transformation. He's the biggest joy bringer at the end of the book. We don't think of him that way, but it's the greatest compliment to be called Scrooge if you go by the ending of the book. Walks down the street. He does great business. He's even a bigger and better business person, but he knows how to share joy. He definitely listens to people, shares empathetically with them, and that's it. He's got a presence that attracts people to get within his sphere of light. That's you, that's me. You're a ball of light, but you're shut tight like an oyster. Your candle's only lit this much when you're having a hard moment, yelling at others, hitting your dog, doing something that isn't, love. So there's unlove, which you're going to go through again 50 times a day. Your thinking's not going to go away. You're still going to practice wasting energy. Welcome to being human. This is that human natural situation. What's it called? The human nature thing that you see in all the literature, literary books and stuff like that. But you're becoming more aware, like Soul Surfer, Bethany Hamilton. There was a point where she realized losing her arm really didn't change anything. She's still intact. It's all that matters is here, and her being love and sharing love. And she got out of the ocean at one point in the movie. And I think it was Helen Hunt who was her mom. And she says, well, now what do I do? And her mom was like, live, love, follow your path, essentially. Okay, let me show your aura, chakras, your energy. I'm going to put my 2 fingers up. You can do this at home. You'll make a giant pencil or a TP, pull your fingers apart, go like this. You'll see a filament of light. It could be clear, but it could be white, gold, green, 15 colors at once. It could be other colors from other dimensions that you wouldn't recognize that are pretty. You'll say, ooh, pretty. The brain says, hey, I'm not sure I'm seeing that. This is where you get to talk about duality. Same moment, same light, but the heart says, ooh, that's so pretty. I love that hue of blue, and I love the fuchsia, and I love the pink and the yellow, and look at that. I even see bubbles coming off of it. That's the heart. It's just ready to clap and say, yum, give me more. And the more relaxed you are, the more you're seeing with your heart, but the brain's ready to analyze everything. It's like that Sherlock Holmes spyglass or magnifying glass. This thing up here is kind of useless. It's got a lot of, it hijacks everything. So the more you can get out of that and just be and breathe, the more you're going to be able to trust your natural instincts and stuff like that. So I'm going to do mine first. And I'll tell you a dad joke. I'll tell you another one right now. Bert and Ernie, Sesame Street. You don't have to remember who's who. Bert offers Ernie ice cream. What's Ernie say? Sure, Bert. If you're laughing, you're letting go. Now, there's a lot of older people who go, oh, I can't believe you told me a dad joke. Or they get offended that they suggest, you suggest that they breathe through their mouth. If you can breathe extra, maybe you're not a mouth breather, then breathe through your nose. You got to breathe. And we're breathing all our lives. But the irony is, you can breathe deeper, broader, more connected, bringing in all of life. The more you breathe during this, the more you let go, the brighter the colors get, the more you might relax. So I'm going to do it one way first. Give yourself permission to let go. Be in your heart. Ask angels to help you out and to help you be in your heart more and to help you see. I'm going to pull apart. and just see a little filament of light between my fingers. It is what it is. Breathe extra. I'll tell you another dad joke while I'm doing it. Where in a hospital is the worst place to play hide and seek? Where? In the ICU. Watch when you laugh, it'll brighten. And that's the whole point of the exercise. The more you let go, the more you flow. So see what you can see. Don't judge. Okay, now think of your best vacation memory, that wedding, petting the dog on the beach that day. You got the news from Clearinghouse Sweepstakes, whatever that's called. You won $1 million, you were jumping around, whatever it is. Tap into your highest vibe. This is going to be kind of weird, but you never lost that ability to tap that vibe. You just had other things that got stuck into kind of like, this is like a little computer chip up here. And the chip that comes in is, mayhem, situations, drama. My problem is, my situation is, this person died, I can't get over it. It forgets that joy, gratitude, appreciation, allowing, fun, sparkle, zip, dancing in your kitchen for no reason at all. The million vibes that are happy, that go up the escalator, up the keyboard, up the piano in the sky, higher and higher vibes, they're available right now. I've got a little book called Listening to Angels, written by angels. If you thought I wrote it, thank you. Awesome. But I saw balls of light as I was typing. It's like 45 pages. It's $7.99 on Amazon. Amazon.com/author/angels. You can find it on my website, here at the YouTube channel. It's written by angels. It's got 7 photos of angels in there, but there's some great quotes. You can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. Now that's a rub. That's a hand grenade live tossed into your personal drama, your situation right now. Immediately you've got to say, but what about this? John, my cousin, my car wreck, my illness, my divorce, this court case, my layoff, my relative having passed, there's all this stuff that we think happens to us. But if love's a constant, it's really part of our, as a kid, you were just love. You were happy, hopefully. Most of, or portions of your life, you're on long streaks of just smoothness. And you've never lost, or you don't have to miss or skip a beat for any of that. You can have that back unconditionally, because this is unconditional love. And the definition of unconditional love, let's do it this way. Unconditional love, conditional love, which is really unlove, which is really resistance, negativity, sometimes minute amounts, thinking, judging, reacting, fear, stress, worry, guilt, self-doubt, a trillion little layers of, lack of awareness. And I love what Eckhart Tolle says, that quote, awareness and ego. Love and ego, love and unlove cannot coexist. It's your choice. It is solely your choice. No one can force you to be a happy, accountable with your energy person. It is part of your opportunity in life to grow into your heart, to be that grace that you see in others who have that presence when they walk in a room. It's your opportunity to grow into that fun, sparkly ease with which you embrace everything, whether it's mowing the lawn, doing the dishes, some big project at work. You have a choice where you're putting yourself, literally up in the brain, thinking, resistance, negativity, unlove, unconsciousness, conditional love. There's no such thing. Love is love. It's shiny, it's infinite, or here. And a lot of us as adults, we don't want to be vulnerable. We've gotten burned a couple times, the hot stove, but it's really actually our ego. So when you do this again in a second, any resistance, am I doing it right? That little voice that's doubting or calling you out of your heart, welcome to meeting your own ego. Welcome to duality. Okay, let's try it one more time. Seeing our energy on our fingers, auras, light, chakras, whatever you want to call it. Remember that when you first wake up in the morning, it's a great time to do this before you can remember who your name is, before you have a thought, before you've had the cup of coffee, brushed your teeth, taken a shower. You can use the recessed lighting up here as a great example. See a ring of rainbow light around each recessed pot light. Like kitchens usually have it, bathrooms, you name it. So that's a great way to do this. There's no one way to do this. You could just look up and see light on your hands. Moving your fingers around helps, your energy jump a little. And if you and someone else have done it separately, you can put your hands out and see the light flowing between you. But you don't have to use your hands. You can just see heart-to-heart light flowing, or your light flowing across a room to someone else if you put your focus on them. That's a bit of a longer story. And angels can make butterflies come out of that light. Again, let's call it 101 is just seeing the light. 102 or 201 would be letting angels interact with you a little more in a light fashion. It can get really pretty. But back to just seeing light. If you could think of a really pleasant memory, a pleasant place, your favorite place, your beach house, your vacation spot, where you vacationed when you were 10, you went to Greece. It was just that wonderful summer. Time stood still, stretched into eternity. And let's do it again. When you've locked it in, and again, this is great for before you do business. You might be a salesperson on the phone. You might be a runner and about to go run in a half marathon, or just going on a fun run. You might be lifting, about to do some creativity. If you can remember to see your light, or at least drop to your heart and catch an ocean smell, there's no limits here. You're setting the table for a lot of fun for whatever you're about to embark on. Here it is again. Give yourself permission to let go. I'll tell you another dad joke. Why did the rabbit fall down that well? He didn't see that well. See what you can see between my fingers? Okay, and you can play this over and do the first one. Now, you get your fingers together. You can make a giant pencil, you can make a teepee, put it up against the blue sky. I'd argue that's number one. It makes your colors pop. A dark piece of paper is fine, or a shut-off TV. Shut-off TV works. A navy blue sweatshirt. If you're really confident, any background works. So just keep that in mind. Also, anything you can do, ecstatic dancing, jumping around, doing something silly. You're in the middle of a supermarket and want to do this, that's fine. Do the chubby checker or Elvis. You can meet Elvis, by the way. Do the chubby checker, and if other people are laughing and you're a good-natured, good-humored person, you just broke all your structure. You've let go of details. If you've got the guts to do the twist in the middle of a supermarket and you're laughing and everyone else is laughing, you raise the vibe, guess what? You're wide open. That's all this is going into openness, to open openness, to do interdimensional, multidimensional, transdimensional channel for you to have a fun multidimensional experience with angels, light beings, a jinn who represents East Asian mysticism, fairies, a loved one, loved ones, Plato, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Gandhi, Buddha, Sai Baba, Mother Teresa, Rama, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius. It goes on and on. MLK, Mandela, Thich Nhat Hanh. Check out my website, michaelandreford.com. You'll see that list at the front end. It's more than 175 figures, more than the 100 plus angels, because it includes your guardian angel, your other angels advising you. Some come, some go. It's a big cheerleading squad you've got. But one angel's enough for anyone. Allow for what you can allow for. So even right now, if you trust your angels enough, just ask for a flower smell. You don't need me blowing sage to you to do this. I'll put up one angel photo and then I'll wrap this up. I'll put up my guardian angel's photo. She's got the only complex name out of 175 names. So it's Minn, Minn like Minnesota, Uwala like a Polynesian morning glory. It's a sweet potato vine in the ground, sustenance in the ground, sweet potatoes, but it's got morning glory flowers on it, found in Polynesia, etc. Hawaii. I think it's Ua and La in Hawaiian, La and Ua. It's rain and sun, sun and rain. I don't speak Hawaiian, but I think that would be rainbow combined. So it's water rainbow or water morning glory. Just keep it simple. Call her Minn or Minwala. Your call. Pacific Princess. She's an angel who's light waves of energy in water. Actual silhouette here. This isn't about orbs for the people who are the orb community or Simon & Schuster 10 years ago. This is about angels. She comes from really far out. She's a soft-spoken professor. Definitely knows her stuff. You can catch the ocean right now if you just allow for it. Maybe make two fists and say, hey, I'm up in my thinking now. Calgon, take me away. Angels, help me out of my head, into my heart. Do this. Smell what you can smell. Allow for what you can allow for. Let her bring you the ocean. Close your eyes and hear the waves. Hear the palm fronds. Put your hand out to this photo and feel what you can feel through two screens. Actual photo. She'll move, change colors in the photo. It's really some of the other photos that I remember people doing that on. Historical photos at my website. They'll move, wink, smile, eyebrow goes up. Let yourself just be in your heart to let them do their jobs. Ask her a question, get an answer, get a hug. Feel 1 million ways to feel a hug. you've got a lot of other videos to check out. All my shows since January of 2023, there were 50 episodes of Angels, Positivity, and Love on my YouTube channel in 2023. In 2024, we're going to have another, I think, 52. We're booked all the way into February of 2025. Again, with amazing guests. I've got a few in the works that I'm just blown away by. An MTV figure, possibly. We'll see. You never know. A former government official would be incredible. We might have one of our biggest names for 2023 coming back in late 2024. I know Makio Clerk, our dream guidance Jungian therapist, who's just fantastic. Such a nice guy. Born in South Africa, grew up in Holland, lived in Colorado for 12 years, now in Mexico City. He has said yes to taping in October, and we'll try to get him in at the end of 2024 in December. So super excited to have Makio back on. This is, again, what will you allow for? I know it can seem like a stretch. Look, I might look as cool as a cucumber about this, but I still ask a million questions. You know, the stuff that takes me 2 years to learn, it seems like everybody else learns it in 1 second flat, lickety-split. And with that lickety-split expression, let's get to 100,000 subscribers for the YouTube channel, which means if you're watching this, subscribe, like, share, comment. It takes you, literally you, sending this to 3 friends to drive the video views, to get that algorithm responding. This is something everyone should know about. You can save a lot of time and energy if you learn to trust the universe just this much more. If you want to feel love coming in, want to let go of your details, there's a lot of crying and yawning that goes on. As people are letting go, just think waves of love and compassion. You can see pink light coming in if it's joy, blue light if it's Charlotte. You'll see what you're going to see. There's a lot of different angels. There's peach colored. Hope is her name. Faith is yellow colored. There's a Harmony who's rainbow light. There's a Grace who's rainbow light. You can meet Audrey Hepburn. She's an angel. She's kind of half Grace, half Sparkle in the moment. People really love her. This is, again, what will you allow for? So take angels, take light beings, take a Jinn who's East Asian mysticism out of the picture. Take your relatives and loved ones. Take this whole universe stuff out of the picture. What are you allowing for? Will you allow for a little more zip, sparkle, and love in the moment? How do you define it? If you're going to just do it through thinking and say, sure, okay, love would be nice, let's see how far you get. It's up to you what steps you want to take. I do the introductions. You do the direct listening, you do the direct asking, and vice versa. So you can have any answers to any questions. I don't get involved in your questions. I don't get involved in your answers. You can get the hugs. I think one hug is worth 100 questions. The hugs can become healing. And then the seeing part is kind of like a cherry on the sundae, although there's a lot of other little special things you can do seeing light that I would argue is even more fun and sparkly. A lot of this is jaw-dropping. A lot of this, the more serious you are in life, you're a super big lawyer, a venture capitalist, you're a scientist, and you're all about logic and prove it. And I don't know. This isn't for you in this lifetime then. That's okay. You can't be, I'm not knocking this, but you just can't be shut tight like an oyster, curmudgeonly, too scientific, too logos, too logic, too rationale, reason. You're never going to get out of bed on this stuff. You can just see light. You can just chat with Einstein. Why not trust Einstein a little bit more and let him do his job? You can have all your answers to all your questions. You're just going to have to allow for this. There's the rub. It kind of goes towards, are you a nice person in the first place? When you get onto the metro, the subway, the train, are you giving up your seat? Or are you saying, hey, you need to move on. I'm not giving up my seat for you. What type of person are you in the first place? And the good news is you can change. Scrooge did it. I can do it. You can do it. And it doesn't mean next Tuesday we're not going to be the meanest person on the block to someone else because we just lost it in the moment. Maybe we'll remember to be nice, call the company up and apologize, send a little note, make it right. Welcome to the ebb and flow of being human. So give yourself a break. Everyone's doing the best they can. It's that whole Don Miguel Ruiz thing. Do the best you can. Don't make any assumptions. There's 2 more of those. I forget them all the time. Okay, I've got mugs. A little 11-ounce mug that's not so little. It's a normal size mug. It's a lot of fun. Same design as the one that's the 20-ounce mug by a different company. I think it's Spring on YouTube. They give you a few choices of suppliers. So it's an 11-ounce mug for $33, I think, on YouTube. You're financially supporting me when you purchase that mug, so thank you very much. You would not believe how hard this is for people to book a session, to be willing to show up. I gave it away for 8 years, the service, and I don't regret a thing. It's a great foundation. Learning curve for me, I'm learning every single day from every single person. I see patterns a little more on how people react. That just tells me where they're at, consciously or unconsciously. We've all got room for more growth. It never stops. So the big message here is, the 20-ounce mug, if you like those giant Starbucks mugs from like 10 or 12 years ago, I love those. You'll find the 20-ounce mug at my website. Check that out. There's t-shirts coming. I do the designs for the show. I do the designs for the mug. I really feel like I'm just waiting for the right first design for the t-shirt, but I'm going to get that out there soon. Put some comments down at least. Put what you liked, what you enjoyed. You can get a mantra from angels, from Sai Baba. You don't have to travel to an ashram in India or meet a guru. You can meet the gurus come to you, and you can just simply let them do their jobs. You get out of your head, into your heart, and let the universe do its job. So I'm saving you the plane ticket. I'm saving you the 2 years in India. You should probably spend then, if you want to save the 2 years in India, you would have had an amazing time, hopefully. But you should probably then spend 8 to 20 hours with India figures, Native American chiefs, Dolne Frederick Geronimo, Crazy Horse, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Black Elk, Chief Joseph, Red Cloud. I think there's still a few more. And I didn't mention, you can actually sit with them. If you're really gutsy, I've only had like one person walk with them in human form purposefully for a long extended period of time. I've had a lot of people run into them briefly in human form right after a session, like the next day. But it's so much easier to sit like this and have the equivalent of a lucid dream. It's like a group meeting. Even though it's in an India setting or a Middle East setting or Tibet setting or Hawaiian setting or Vietnam or a temple, in Tibet, it's not just Tibetan figures, or in India figures. You'll have some Native American chiefs there. Your loved ones get parked far enough back. You don't get too distracted. You just know you're loved and supported. You can wave hi. Again, like this with your eyes shut. Hawaii, I think, is the best because you get to surf first, even if it's only 15 rides. You get to surf. You know how to surf like a pro automatically. You're Kelly Slater if you know who he is, or Laird Hamilton if you know who he is. You just have that ability. I can't explain it. Angels make it nice. There's no sharks, perfect waves, not too big, not too small, but the perfect ride. One angel named Heather, often as a dolphin. And here's the kicker. If you and two other people, one other person, are on the same page, you're sitting here like this, you can see each other while you're surfing in the same lucid dream. We'll call it angel time, because 5 minutes of our time here is 10 minutes over there. Don't know how to explain it otherwise. I had two show hosts, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, doing this at the same time, three-way Zoom call with us. They got to see each other. At Omega Institute, I had the 3-day event in 2022. Two women came in knowing each other. There was a third. They were all high vibe. They clicked. The three of them sitting in chairs in proximity, got to do it and see each other. That was cool. I'm off the hook on this. There's group seeing, group hearing, group feeling, group smelling. What will you allow for? But back to the surfing thing. Afterwards, there's a luau, and that's where the action happens. It could be a healing ceremony. This is up to between you and your crew and the universe. Your face could get painted. You could be given something. I had a woman that I went to Andover, a boarding school with, that I certainly knew back then, but I mean, I didn't know she went on to learn Lakota Sioux in real life. Not a lot of people do that much cultural appreciation and learn like a Native American language like that, so bravo. But she sat in a Native American setting with Dolne Frederick Geronimo and many others. She was taught a Lakota Sioux song that way, danced with them, and smoked a peace pipe. Best way I could say it. Just incredible. So it's very personal to you. There's a lot of exchanges of information. I know I'm the type that has to ask 100 questions, and often over a period of 5 years, I'll ask the exact same question. and I mean in a pesky way. Not the quickest on the uptake, but again, very quick on teaching. And what I'm trying to convey to you is, don't look at me, don't look at anybody else. It's your responsibility to figure out how to get into this big heart of yours. It takes nothing more than a smile, a breath, a little humor, this to this. Let go of what you think is your obstacle. Switch my problem is, my situation is, to my opportunity for growth is. Good luck with that. It could take you 30 more years because you got busy. The ego's going to come up with a clipboard and say, yeah, that's a great idea. What Mike or Michael said, I'll start 2 Tuesdays from now. And you'll realize 2 years from now, that Tuesday never arrived. And you've gone off on another infinite loop of spinning up here, taking things too seriously, taking yourself, self-importance too seriously, being mean to others. Again, welcome to being human. Don't beat yourself up on it. You'll be on another 4-year wasted journey, wasted time. To start practicing more love, you'll be more love. And again, to leave off with this, an angel named Charlotte. You can see her in some of my other videos. Everybody's favorite school teacher from childhood with words meant to help you expand. She's one of my business managers. She said a long time ago, 7% less thinking a week is the Olympic gold medal. Nothing more, nothing less. Get a calculator out. That is the amount of time each day to just put your feet up, do yoga, read a book, hang with your dogs, breathe more, touch a tree, go for a walk. There's a million ways to be here, but there's 20 million ways to knock all this, say it's not possible, prove it. We're a consciousness institute over here. We got to do our scientific studies. We got to measure it in a lab. You can just have direct experiences. You can blow right through the whole holistic, spiritual, institute this, seminar that. I still say use all the learning platforms, the institutes, the retreat centers, the experts, the gurus. Go to the ashram in India. But when you want to actually meet these figures, get in touch. My rates are on the website. I'm super easy to reach. These videos give a lot away. I mean, you can just do a lot this way. I still think I bring a lot of extra zip and sparkle, and I definitely help people get out of their own way. That's my skill. My big job, and I'll leave off with this, isn't just helping you meet the front end 170, 175 figures, but my real task down the road is, or real opportunity or fun, is helping people meet their own cheerleading squad, their own angels, their own figures. A lot of the figures here are sometimes on your team. There's a few figures like Abe, the Abraham of old, who's an angel. He's on everyone's team. Grandfatherly, fatherly-like energy. I just had a woman the other day who was meeting him, and she got a pipe smell, very familiar pipe smell that felt good. Not everybody likes pipes, but for most of us, sometimes a fireplace smell, tobacco smell, if it's a Native American chief, it's very reassuring. So what will you allow for? Have more fun, be some zip, experience some more sparkle. This is Michael Andre Ford in Texas. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hit that like button, please. Share this with someone. Do something to help expand this program. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers, lickety split. Thank you again. Happy 2024.